My friends, what I truly want you to understand today is just how important it is to conquer yourself. We believe that we must do certain activities to get to a certain point in life, work this job, get some more skills, advance, whatever, get money, and so on. But a great realization is that these things are very hard to do if you don't become the best that you can be. What do I mean by this? I don't mean it in a traditional self-improvement way where you have this morning routine, googling what is the top 10 business people who have uh, billions, what is their routine. This is the common trap people fall into. I'm talking about on a deep level of facing your fears, becoming literally sinless as possible, and just fighting back the temptations, the tendencies that you might have. The better you become at these things, the better you are at handling your own mental problems, your own demons, you might say. Everything else will be so easy. We kind of tend to escape ourselves, but by doing these traditional things, by working more, by trying to do as many things as possible, and rarely do we spend that time in quiet, in silence, where we are faced with who we are actually. I hope you don't mind. Now I'll put some of these glasses because the sun is very bright. So we can kind of tend to escape these things, and our whole life we will do things. We might achieve them for sure, but we will never feel complete because we have not dealt with what's inside, and that is the number one thing. If you can defeat yourself, everything in life becomes easy. Think about it. All of the obstacles that we have, we actually place in our head. So, if for certain task, it is very simple. Go there, talk to this person, do this, and you will complete the task. That is the objective task. But in our mind, we say, oh my God, I have anxiety about this. What if this goes wrong? Oh, so I have, to prepare for that, for this. And we create so many little things, and then the doubt creeps in, and you're like, hmm, am I even possible of doing this? Do I have enough of anything, of confidence, of enough of experience? All of these things again are in our mind, but the task remains as neutral, as objective as possible. If we are able to see these things, to most of the times ignore it, then those all steps that we added are gone, and you can do the simple task that you want. My friends, in my life, this is the way I like to do things. I like to attach things, everything that I do, my own well being, so that I don't have this division between my work self, my family self, and my real self. I don't want it to be divided. I want it to be one. I am who I am, and everything that I do is the expression of who I am. A lot of people don't do this, but I felt like that's the only way to live honestly. For my business, if I am feeling crappy, if I'm not doing the right things, if I'm not the best version of myself, the business will suffer. It is how it is, but that's my business. If I'm not the best that I am, I'm not going to be the best towards my family members, towards my friends. If I'm not the best, I simply suffer everywhere. And this is completely fine because it gives me more accountability. It gives me more just a clear vision of where I'm heading. And again, just being very honest with myself. I don't want to be someone who pretends that everything is fine or pretends that I got something figured out when I don't. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel angry, just as it's okay to feel happy, just okay to feel, excited, whatever. You must experience both. And if I'm not at my best, that is an important lesson to figure out why am I not at my best. It is a constant seeking of not necessarily knowledge, but just of self mastery, which gets you everywhere in life. Because, like I said, I have these things attached to myself. Well, obviously, I don't then have to necessarily focus on, okay, I want to be the best at this specific thing. If I focus on being the best version of myself, everything else just falls in place. Everything else, like I said, becomes easy because the hardest part is dealing with your mental health. When we're dealing with people, I will give you many examples to make this point more solid. When we're dealing with people, it is not that we have problems with people; it's that we have problems of our controlling our own emotions, of choosing the right words, reacting in an orderly way. That's a problem, you know, because it takes two to fight. For example, if one person doesn't fight, there's no fight. And more than likely, the person that's fighting, trying to fight, will see that they're wrong. If I'm here in the gym, training every day, going through so many hard reps when I don't want to do it, going to the MMA gym, rolling with people, getting suffocated all the time. You think I'm not gonna go to a social meeting and be very confident who I am, and just things like that become so easy. My friends, we can talk about these examples all day, but it is very simple. Defeat yourself and life becomes easy. Everything. How do you defeat yourself? But that's the hard part. And that's what you have to do every day. Number one, show up when you say you're gonna do something. Show up even though you cannot give it your all, but you give it your all that you have that day. If that is just 20%, that's 20% amazing. But always give it your all. Always show up and try to be honest with yourself. If you failed, don't be like, oh, but that's for this, but that's for that. No, be honest with yourself. That's one thing how to defeat yourself. The other thing is journal, talk, record yourself, whatever. Go deep into yourself and see what is it actually that is bothering you. What are your fears? What are your temptations? And then you'll be faced with them all the time. Funnily enough, you will be faced with them um, even more when you actually start to explore them. But every time that you're able to defeat that temptation, every time that you're able to defeat that fear, go against it, you grow so much as a person. And for the final time today, everything else becomes easy. So, my friend, I hope this message was clear. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm still getting used to these YouTuber things, but yeah. I'll see you in the next one, and much love.